Oh no, this could end in disaster. Hey guys, Anthony 4x4 Diesel. Just a quick message for everybody so they understand and can help avoid a massive disaster. I'll give you the quick rundown, okay? So this vehicle just been dropped off for some minor works. You can see it's at 295 odd thousand Ks, nearly 300,000 Ks. So getting the front wheel bearings replaced as prevention, which is a great idea. That's awesome. Good work listening. Now the other problem is, and I just want to explain it, we've talked about it in diagnostics with the 150 Prados and even the Hiluxes from September 09, different injectors, different software, different, and you can't rely on injector feedback values and readings. You can look at it, and if there's a problem, there's a problem, but if it looks okay, doesn't mean it's okay. Now, Now, I haven't checked this for smoke. It's not here for an injector check. It's not here for an inspection or anything. We've never seen the vehicle here before. It's only here to get those front wheel bearings replaced, and it's about to leave on a trip up into the top of Western Australia from Melbourne. So it's going to be towing a camper, which I believe is around the 2.5 ton mark, to the limit of the towing. And it's going to be a family, a fully heavy vehicle, maximum towing. So we're talking somewhere between 5 and 6 ton in total, probably closer to 6 with all the gear. It's a 4-cylinder engine. It's going to be working hard. It's well documented by Toyota. The key contributor to cracked pistons is injectors, wrong combustion. And I can tell you, I've said it before, we don't know the history on this vehicle. We don't know if those seats are leaking or about to leak. Yes, you can check the oil pickup and all that. I've got no idea if that's been done. So this video is not only for, it's for everybody to help them understand. It's imperative. Look, you know, this is a setup for disaster. A lot of people, look, we've got this technician I spoke to, mechanic technician, whatever they want to call him, up in Longreach. A lot of people leave and they're heading out from Queensland, heading out direction, and the typical scenario for a failed 1KD, and they're a lot less than all the other problems they see on other cars and newer cars, but the typical is someone's picked up a Prado with 300,000 Ks, or maybe it's an older couple and they've picked up the Prado they can afford, they've got their caravan, and away they go on a trip, and they don't know about this. So please share it to your friends. It's a short video. Please watch my channel in the videos, subscribe, turn the bell on. Educate yourself and understand. It's your second biggest investment, but even more important, this could be the trip of a lifetime that's going to be over with a bill of 20 grand if you end up in the wrong spot with a cracked piston. And this is a recipe for disaster, okay? 300,000 Ks, not knowing the history other than they definitely haven't been changed in the last 3 or 4 years. Probably haven't been changed. It's a 2012, so they're 9 years old. They've done a heap of Ks. I can hear a light rattle when I'm driving it, okay? These only make a light rattle because, again, the software, the injectors, it's not a big problem, but they're worn. When you've got an engine that's maxed out, highly strung, you know, putting maximum power and torque out for an engine that size, you need to make sure it's working right, and the injectors are everything that controls the combustion, how much fuel for how long. They are the control situation. When they're not working right, wrong combustion, bada bing, bada boom, okay? So just a quick one. I don't know what else I can tell you. The people with the older injectors, 120s, you need to change them. All the 09, 10s, 11s are not full DLC. They changed. By 2013, you have full DLC. They'll last longer. This 2012, the only reason it's probably still running and runs very well is because it's probably got the full DLCs, but the full DLCs wear out. We've demonstrated that in our videos. Check our diagnostic or injector information playlist. Have a look at those videos carefully, listen carefully. Some people think I'm waffling on like now. I'm sharing you factual information from our findings, working, specializing on these vehicles. I am trying to help you. Just so you know, there is a shortage of injectors, okay? So don't try and get injectors off me in June, or injector replacement in June. And of course, we're going to run out probably slightly before the end of May as well. So by the time you see this video, it's probably a bit too late. I'll try and get it out. But injectors, hopefully stock will come available. We're talking brand new, genuine, fresh stock around the middle of July, okay? So that's, you need to hold off till the middle of July. Look, you got to be careful. Wait for me to have stock. If I haven't got stock, be careful. A lot of places don't even know what's new and what's remanufactured in the same boxes. This is why people buy from me, okay? A lot of people don't know what the Chinese copies look like. This is what we specialise in. Denso, common rail injectors, supply, fitment, whatever the case may be, injector kits for 1kds. We recommend only brand new, genuine. Be careful of the Chinese copies. I would avoid the other brands and stick with brand new, genuine. You need to change, as a precaution, you need to change these injector seats about every 170. You might be able to push it a bit further. Some won't last that long. There's variables to the 170 rule. Usually they're going to last past 200, but I want to give you a measurement that's not risk it for the biscuit. Around 170s, when the injectors, they're no longer working perfectly. So it's how long's a piece of string. You know, they slowly get worse, don't they? But where is the time to replace them? Around about the 170s, my best recommendation on averages to cover all vehicles. Anyway, guys, I'm out of here. We're going to do a couple more injector jobs. This is May. We're pretty well out of stock. So sit tight and start saving and seriously think about replacing your injectors or not. Just understand the situation. If you like it, please give us a thumbs up. Like I said, now's the time to subscribe, turn the bell on, back on deck, 100% with stock by the 12th of July is the plan. It's only a plan. Plans are subject to change. Thanks for watching, guys. We are out of here. Let's have a quick listen to the engine. It doesn't sound too bad, but it's got that light rattle in it on acceleration that I can hear while I'm driving, light acceleration all the way through the 2000k range. It's certainly not something that sounds bad. So the diagnostic and doing this bit of a test, it sounds okay. Just going to take a look at the tailpipe. It's certainly not too bad, but it's putting out a bit of smoke. Let's have a quick look around under the bonnet before we get out of here. So, it doesn't sound as quiet and smooth as a 1kd in peak condition, okay? So let's have a look. Awesome, the timing belt's been done. Did they do the idler and the tensioner? It doesn't look like they did the drive belt. Look at the old original drive belt, probably the old original bearings. In case you missed it, in other videos I've mentioned, the bottom bearing on that drive belt there's the top two with bearings in them. The bottom one, it's got a big bearing in it. It's the most common one to fail. When you're headed off on a 10,000 plus kilometer trip in a Prado with your family or any vehicle at 300,000 k's, do you remember years ago vehicles would get to 80,000 k's and people would say, oh, it's getting a bit long in the tooth, I've got to get rid of it. And then you've got the 120 and the 160,000 k's. Oh, it's getting a bit long in the tooth, I think I better get rid of it, time to, you know, update. You got a vehicle with 300,000 k's. It hasn't had the complete BFE job done. It'll probably be okay. Now, I don't wish trouble upon anyone. I'm trying to help you here. Something to think about. You can do whatever you like, okay? I'm trying to help you here. Let's all pray that this one gets through the trip safely, and hopefully it's one of the people that can come back and share the information with everyone and say, hey, guess what happened to me? That's what happened. There was a vehicle recently I just want to touch on. It only done about 120 or 30,000 k's, and I was a bit surprised as to what happened. It was towing a massive caravan. Again, in my opinion, this engine or other small 4-cylinder, 5-cylinder engines are not suited to towing, pulling around big trucks and big caravans, right? That's what they are. They're a truck, they're a chassis, Prado, Land Cruiser, Mazda BT50, Ford Ranger. They're big, they're modified. There's a lot of load on the engine, add your caravan and all that. Not suited to it. That's why they made 6s and probably V8s more suitable. But there was one recently where it didn't have a chip or a tune. It only done 120 odd thousand k's and it cracked a piston. Now, I was a bit surprised by this because this was one of the only ones at that low k's, and it was a 2014. I went, wow, hang on, they're full DLCs, probably got the latest pistons, you know, not that there's anything wrong with the pistons. I've said that before if you watch my information. It's just they're trying to make them better. And then my dad said to me, when he was on a trip with us 6 months prior, it was over 6 months actually, it was about 10 months, So 10 months earlier, that vehicle was on a trip with us, and a number of times when the engine started, I said, whoa, wow, look at that, it's blowing smoke, something's not right there. Now, I don't remember that. But that's what my dad told me. That's what my father told me. He said, don't you remember, you know, you said a few times about that blowing smoke. Right? Now, it's the old rule, 2014, it's 2021 now. So the 7-year, 170k, whichever comes first would have come into play there. Obviously, there was something wrong there. I don't know if it was a blocked air filter MAF sensor. I don't think so, because it had been serviced previous and after and all that sort of thing. But I don't know, because I didn't get to work on it. So I'm not sure. So just be aware, guys, of what's going on. There's always a reason. When you see the smoke on startup and it's the black smoke, you got to know you're looking at the right smoke. Usually a 12, 13, 14, 15, on all these sorts of things, you're not going to see any of this sort of stuff. So if you do, there's something wrong. If it's been to a Toyota dealer or other service place to have the pipes removed or to have the valve clearances checked, you know, as I say, unnecessarily, right? They remove the pipes, they bend them up, all the rubbish, you can see rubbish sitting on top of that pipe right there. See all this side, this is a clean end, look at that. And you know, all the stuff sitting around the pipes. Yep, the pipes have been off. You can see on the pipe in the picture there, I'm going to zoom it for you, right? So you can see the mark on the pipes, right there on that. I'm going to focus it for you, give me a sec. See if I can get that to work. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You can see, I promise you the pipes have been off, okay? Because I'll tell you other ways I can tell. See the clamps? The clamps are in a different position as well, right? So the injectors have been out. This has been messed with. Contamination to the injectors is probably the reason why most of these injectors aren't working right, and that causes wrong combustion, and then they crack pistons. There's always a reason. So if you like the information I'm sharing, please remember to give us a thumbs up. It was a short video, but it went longer because I've got so much information and so many people to help. Subscribe, turn the bell on, share the information, and get in there and watch it to avoid a disaster, because this is a recipe for disaster. Possible bearings about to fail, old belts, injectors being messed with, haven't been replaced, most likely, I don't know until we pull them out and see the dates, but all the odds are the ones we do, they haven't been replaced, you know. Anyway, something to think about, guys. Hope you liked it. Please thumbs up on that one and subscribe, turn the bell on. Catch ya.